Okay, just to give you an update here of where I am at with the decals. There's a lot of contour on these pieces here, and so it's a little tricky putting these on. For the most part, they seem to be sized correctly. A couple little gaps here and there do show up, but yeah, I think overall they do okay. It is necessary, however, to use some sort of solution to soften up the decal, and that's why I'm using the Microsol and Microset solutions to do so, because that way the decal can soften up and take shape according to the contours there that are on the surface. So, one of the things I also did was to detail the windows. Now there is a photo etched kit that is available online for this ship, and that photo etch kit also includes some detailing for the windows, but I did not get that for this model, so I just have to make do with what I have here. And these are the clear pieces that come with the model kit, and I just took a very fine tipped brush and some of the white paint and just carefully filled in the bars that are in between the windows there, both for the front and back windows, and I think that looks pretty good. Okay, just to show you my progress here with the decals, I've applied now the first blue decal here. It's a very long decal, and what I did was I first took it out of the water, placed it onto the hull and aligned everything, and then I applied the Microsol solution to soften it up. And you can see it does a pretty good job at softening enough to be able to follow all these contours. The tricky thing though is once you do that, the windows didn't quite line up as well as I wanted to, so I actually split the decal here and back here so that I can maneuver this around a little bit better, and it looks like it's doing much better now. So just be aware as you lay this down, it's a fairly long decal. You'll have to kind of play around with it a little bit to get everything to line up, and certainly just be careful as you use the softening solution. It does make it a bit delicate to work with. Okay, I'm going to give this some time to dry, and then we'll move on to the lighting and the engine assembly. Okay, let me take a second just to show you how the lighting is working out here. My original intention was to connect these two end pieces to the battery and have them feed through the rear of the ship down this way and into the stand. However, after giving it more thought, it actually better just to feed it through the front of the ship, because this landing pad is right up against the base here. So if we can utilize that, you really won't see any wires sticking out. So that's what I'm going to do. I already have soldered some extensions back down and fed it back down this way and in through a little hole here, and that is going to feed through this section here, in which I've drilled a small hole there, and then that will feed into the wires that will lead to the switch. So that'll look much more inconspicuous, and so that's what we're going to do. Alright, so this is where I'm at now. You can see the model is pretty much put together. We have a couple more things to put at the back here with the engines, or at least the blast guards. But you can see now the wires are protruding from the conning tower area, and it worked out pretty well. I just had to fish the wires through that hole. If you want to do this, you might want to do the opposite and fish the wires first, then attach it to your lighting, but either way, it worked out okay. So I'm going to also do a wash, by the way, just to dirty it up a little bit. So I'm going to proceed with that here shortly, and planning out now the display base. So I will get to that very soon here as well. Okay, so I will catch you up here in just a second. Okay, so just to show you where I'm at this point, I'm making the flooring now for the base. And as I said, I'm going to go ahead and follow Juichi Hashimoto's lead here and create this type of flooring here. And so that's what I'm doing now, and I'm just using a piece of styrene plastic along with a scribing tool here to create the lines. And again, this is a scribing tool by Tamiya. It has a special blade here that allows it to just glide along the plastic. As it does so, it creates a groove. So it's as simple as just putting your straight edge here and just drawing it across the plastic, creating the panel line that we're after. Okay, so the flooring is complete here now. You can see all the lines have been scribed and the paneling has been finished. I've already primed it, so I'm going to go ahead and paint this probably a light gray. This is going to rest now on this here, and this is essentially something I found at my local CVS, just basically a pharmacy. It has a bunch of other things too. And this is essentially a drawer organizer, and got this for about $5. So the battery is going to be here, the switch is already in place, and the wires are going to be fed through this little hole here. And what I want to do is add some spotlighting. So I want to direct the lights at particular places on the model, and the way I'm going to accomplish that is by using this styrene tubing here, and this is a 7/32-inch tube. And I've just cut some pieces out here and angled them so that when they're put into place and the LED is going to be fed through that, it'll be shining directly onto the area that I want to be illuminating. And I've already fed an LED through that and test lit it. I just taped this into place and it seems to be doing the job. So I'm going to go ahead and add two others here and here. So this will be shining towards the front conning tower, this will be shining towards the rear of the ship, and this will be towards the middle of the ship on the opposite side. Okay, so I'm going to proceed with that, and then we're going to prime this black, and these tubes are going to be painted a silver color, I think. And yeah, I'll go ahead and put it together and I'll show you when it's completed. Okay, so I'm just allowing this to dry, but you can see the finished stand here now. So we have spotlights that will point to, again, the front of the ship, side of the ship here, and then a little bit towards the rear. And I've already did a test and it looks like it's going to work pretty well. So next step will be to finish up a few things here with the model itself, and I want to use some pastels to dirty it up a little bit. The wash didn't quite work that well for me, so I'm just going to use pastels to finish it up, and I still need to glue a few other pieces in the front and of course the last two remaining blast guards towards the back. Okay, so we're just about there. Okay, so I'm just using pastels now, and I've shown this many times in my other videos, but again, what you want to do is just take advantage of some of these corners here, just darken them up, create more shadows, and we're going to go along these panels here just to highlight some of these lines. And you'll see I already done the top side, you'll see what I've done there shortly, but I'm going to go ahead and proceed here and I'll show you when it's completed. Okay, so what I'm doing now is applying pastels just to highlight the panels here. And you can do this with a wash as well, but I like using this method here. So all I'm doing is just putting a little pastel here right at the intersection of these lines and just kind of going in an outward motion. And you can see when I'm done, it does a good job at darkening up the corners here along each panel. Okay, and I wanted to show you how this is all going to be wired up here. It's very simple. We just have the 3 LEDs here, and then the ship is going to come through this opening here. But we just have to hook all the wires together and into the battery source, and then of course hooking up the switch is going to be necessary as well. It's going to be powered by a 9-volt battery. I got these holders here off of eBay, so just basically a 9-volt battery holder with some wires hooked to it. So I will show you when everything is all set here. Okay everybody, and here we now have the finished model. This again is the Mobius Models version of the Colonial One ship as seen in the reimagined series Battlestar Galactica. What we have here now is a 1/350 scale kit, and the kit measures about 10 inches from front to back. As with most Mobius kits, it seems to be fairly accurate. I think it makes a pretty good representation of the ship that we saw on the TV show. And overall, I'm pretty satisfied with the way things turned out. As I mentioned in my first video, there was a gentleman by the name of Juichi Hashimoto who built his kit in a similar fashion here, and that's what I patterned my build here from. And I really still do like the metallic colors that we chose here for the engine assemblies. The instructions say that you can paint it a light gray color with some blue-gray tones, which I'm sure looks great. But I don't know, I think it looks pretty cool here with the metallic tones as an alternative. Now one thing to make note of here is you can see there's a little damage on this side here. As I was attempting to apply the wash, unfortunately some of the decal chipped off, and before I could catch it, it simply just flew off somewhere and I could never find it, so we're left with this big gap here. I did, of course, contact Mobius Models, and hopefully I can get a second set from them that I can take a piece from and repair this area here. But in the meantime, it's just going to stay that way. I decided not to try to cover that with paint. One interesting thing here that you notice is that the decals are two different colors, and I'm not sure if they intentionally did that. Most of the pictures that I see of the ship, the colors are consistent here and here, but you can see it's a darker blue here and really more of a different shade of blue on this side here. So yeah, it's a little odd that they made the decals in that way. But besides that, again, overall, I think it makes a pretty decent replica of the Colonial One ship. So let me go ahead and turn on the lights. We have a switch here on the side, so let me go ahead and turn that on. And I really like the way this turned out here. Now, on the camera, it's going to look pretty blue to you. It doesn't really glow this blue in real life. These are cool white LEDs, and they do tend to have this bluish tinge on the video. The other thing I'll make note of too is it doesn't look as washed out as it does here on the video either. That's a few comments I've actually gotten online after I posted this on Facebook, is people had mentioned that they thought the lights were a bit bright, but actually when you do see it in person, it really isn't that bad. So I personally like the way the spotlights turned out. My goal here was to have it shine on the conning tower here and in the midsection of the ship, as well as having one on this side as also. And overall, I think it adds a nice effect here. The lighting on the inside, very happy with the way that turned out. Again, we're able to light the entire model with just those 5 3mm LEDs, and the lights do get up all the way up to these windows here in the conning tower. The view windows here, as well as the front windows, are lit as well. So yeah, overall the effect looks pretty good here. Being in a landed configuration, I decided not to light up the engines because it's just sitting here on a runway. So that made the project a little bit easier. And the only thing I wish I had done a little bit better was to light block the spotlights here. The LEDs are so bright, they're shining through the primer and the paint that I put on these little spotlights here. But overall, I think the experiment worked pretty well. And I'll also acknowledge that there are a couple light leaks that you can see here, and there's one on the opposite side and up here as well. I'll have to figure out how to address those. But again, overall, I'm pretty happy with the way things turned out. I think with the display stand and the way the lights are, it makes a pretty nice display. So let's go ahead and take a minute just to rate this model. Okay, so I'm going to give this kit an overall score of 5. In terms of accuracy, I thought it was pretty accurate. Ease of assembly, likability, all those were great. I think you'll enjoy putting together this kit. Affordability, I'm going to give it 2 out of 4 dollar signs, as it comes in just under $40. Alright guys, that pretty much does it for now. Hopefully you enjoyed watching this build. I wanted to let you guys know one thing, and that is that I'm probably going to start spacing out the interval between the videos that I put onto this channel. One of the reasons why is I'm just simply running out of room with all these models that I've been building. August was quite a prolific model building month, if you will, for me, and so I'm going to have to kind of slow things down a little bit. I know there's definitely some real big modeling possibilities that are coming around the corner here. We've got the release of the 22-inch Space 1999 Eagle, and that's going to be a great kit to work with, no doubt. We also have the ship from Fantastic Voyage that is due to be released. We have possibly the Raptor from Battlestar Galactica, and also, of course, can't miss all the Star Wars ships that are going to be coming out because of the new movie. So I try to be selective of the projects that I work on here, and but I will certainly try to fit some of these projects into my schedule so I can post more videos here. So we'll see how that goes. And lastly, I do want to thank you guys for watching my videos, and I appreciate all your support here. It's hard to believe I have well over 200,000 views now on this channel, and it's just been great to get all the nice comments that I've gotten ever since I started this project here a couple years ago. I've gotten to know some of the modelers here just by conversing with them in the communities that we belong to, and you guys are just really great. So appreciate the support, and you can see here now my Battlestar Galactica shelf, and you can see this is just one shelf that is full of models here, and the Colonial One fits right in. So I wish you guys all the best, and I will see you then in the next video. Happy modeling. Take care.